Have you ever had one of those moments where someone asks you a simple question? Are you okay? And for a second, you don't know how to answer. Not because something terrible happened. Not because your life is falling apart. But because somewhere deep down, a part of you feels tired. A kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. A kind of tired that's difficult to explain. Most people think emotional pain is obvious. But emotional pain doesn't always look like pain. Sometimes it disguises itself as productivity. Sometimes it hides behind jokes. Sometimes it becomes your personality. Today we're talking about hidden signs that emotional pain may be living inside you without you realizing it. Number 1. You feel uncomfortable when life becomes quiet. No notifications. No music. No videos. Just you. Many people immediately search for distractions. Not because silence hurts. Because silence creates space. And in that space, emotions begin to surface. Thoughts you've avoided. Memories you've buried. Questions you don't want to answer. Sometimes busyness isn't ambition. Sometimes it's escape. Number 2. You make jokes about things that secretly hurt you. Humor can help people survive. But sometimes humor becomes armor. Heartbreak becomes comedy. Loneliness becomes comedy. Pain becomes comedy. Everyone laughs. Yet underneath the joke, the wound remains. Eventually you stop asking whether you're laughing because something is funny. Or because it's easier than feeling the truth. Number 3. You constantly tell yourself that other people have it worse. It sounds mature. But sometimes it's emotional invalidation. If a friend told you they were struggling, you would probably listen. You would care. Yet many people refuse to offer themselves the same compassion. They compare their pain to someone else's suffering. And because somebody else has a harder life, they convince themselves they don't deserve support. Pain doesn't disappear because someone else is suffering too. Both experiences can exist at the same time. Number 4. You struggle to remember the last time you felt genuinely excited. Not entertained. Not distracted. Excited. Life doesn't necessarily become terrible. It simply becomes gray. Days blend together. Nothing feels especially bad. But nothing feels especially good either. You keep moving. Yet you stop feeling alive. Number 5. You have difficulty accepting kindness. Someone compliments you. You dismiss it. Someone helps you. You feel guilty. Someone cares about you. You become suspicious. Part of you wants connection. Another part doesn't trust it. Not because you don't want love. Because you don't fully believe you deserve it. Number 6. You feel responsible for everyone else's emotions. You notice when people are upset. You try to keep the peace. You apologize even when you've done nothing wrong. You carry emotional burdens that don't belong to you. Many people learn this habit early in life. Stay alert. Keep everyone happy. Avoid conflict. As adults, they continue carrying that responsibility. Even when nobody asks them to. Number 7. You don't remember what you need anymore. Ask yourself something simple. What do you need right now? Not what your job needs. Not what your family needs. What do you need? For many people, that question feels surprisingly difficult. Because they've spent so much time adapting to everyone else that they've lost touch with themselves. They know how to help others. but they no longer know how to help themselves. Sometimes emotional pain doesn't come from one major event. It comes from 1,000 small moments. And many of those wounds remain hidden for years. Let's continue. Number 8. You feel uncomfortable when things are going well. You finally find peace. Yet part of you waits for something to go wrong. You finally meet someone kind. Yet part of you expects them to leave. You finally experience stability. Yet you keep scanning for danger. Disappointment taught you to stay ready. The problem is that constant vigilance prevents you from fully enjoying the good moments. You don't live inside happiness. You stand outside it. Analyzing it. Questioning it. Preparing for its ending. Number 9. You feel disconnected from your accomplishments. You work incredibly hard. You achieve something important. You feel happy for a moment. Then the finish line moves again. Another goal. Another milestone. Another achievement. Many people call this ambition. Sometimes it is. But sometimes achievement becomes a way to escape feelings of not being enough. The success isn't healing the wound. It's only distracting you from it. Number 10. You struggle to ask for help. You tell yourself you're independent. Strong. Self-sufficient. You rarely reach out. Rarely admit you're struggling. Many people learn dangerous lessons early in life. Handle it yourself. Don't be a burden. Nobody is coming. Over time, needing support begins to feel shameful. So you carry everything alone. Long after it becomes too heavy. Number 11. You feel lonely even when surrounded by people. You have conversations. Friends. Family. Messages. Yet something still feels missing. Because loneliness isn't always the absence of people. Sometimes it's the absence of being understood. You hide the parts of yourself that feel vulnerable. People know the version of you that survives. Not the version that's hurting. And the loneliness quietly grows. Number 12. You minimize experiences that genuinely hurt you. You tell yourself, it wasn't that bad. I should be over it. It happened years ago. These statements often sound reasonable. But many times they're defenses. Attempts to shrink painful experiences so they feel easier to carry. The truth is simple. Emotions don't disappear because we minimize them. Ignored emotions often become louder over time. Number 13. You keep yourself emotionally busy. A podcast while driving. Music while showering. Videos while eating. Scrolling before bed. The modern world makes distraction incredibly easy. And that's exactly why emotional pain often remains hidden. Because there's never enough silence for it to surface. Never enough stillness to hear what's happening inside. One of the biggest misconceptions about emotional pain is that healing means becoming a completely different person. It doesn't. Healing doesn't erase your past. It doesn't remove every scar. What healing often does is much simpler. It gives you a choice. Before healing, old wounds make decisions for you. Fear decides. Shame decides. Pain decides. Protection decides. After healing, you begin deciding. You begin responding instead of reacting. You begin living instead of merely surviving. Awareness matters because awareness turns invisible patterns into visible ones. Not all pain announces itself. Some pain whispers. It appears in the conversations you avoid. The way you keep saying you're fine. The way explaining feels exhausting. Many people become experts at functioning. They go to work, meet deadlines, show up for others, smile when expected. Yet internally they're carrying a weight nobody can see. The human mind is incredibly adaptive. If a difficult emotional state lasts long enough, it starts feeling normal. That's why self-awareness is so powerful. Sometimes healing begins with recognition. Not solutions. Recognition. The moment you finally say, maybe this thing I've been calling normal isn't actually normal. That realization can change everything. If someone you loved came to you carrying the same pain you've been carrying, would you judge them? Would you tell them to get over it? Probably not. You would listen. You would care. So why is it so difficult to offer that same kindness to yourself? The truth is that emotional pain doesn't make you broken. It makes you human. Every strong person has carried pain. The difference is whether they acknowledge it. Because acknowledged pain can heal. Ignored pain tends to repeat itself. If you take only one thing away from this video, let it be this. You don't need a crisis before you start taking your emotions seriously. If something hurts, it deserves attention. If something feels heavy, it deserves care. And if a part of you has been quietly asking for help, it deserves to be heard. Tonight, ask yourself one question. What part of me needs compassion right now? You may be surprised by the answer. And if no one has told you this recently, you deserve the same kindness you give to everyone else. Thank you for spending this time with us. If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments below. Which sign felt the most familiar? And what is one thing you're going to start paying more attention to in your emotional life? Remember, awareness isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning. Take care of yourself. And we'll see you in the next video.